r/AskReddit, what's a hobby someone can have that is an immediate red flag? Making see-through Lego men with mouse organs inside? Well, reading the comments I'm feeling better about my Warhammer collection. Kids beauty pageants. My old roommate used to go out driving on rainy days specifically to splash pedestrians. That seems pretty red flaggy to me. There was a post of a guy that was angry at his mother because her hobby was to find random people on the net, find everything about them and message them about it. Speed sewing Moroccan flags. Cutting the eyes out of pictures of women in magazines. As a Magic the Gathering player, Magic the Gathering. Running an MLM or being admin, dictator, of a local area Facebook group. I have dated 2 horse girls in my life and both ended up very similar. Nay. Crushing Monster energy drinks and punching drywall. Edit, the replies have me cackling. No, my name is not Kyle. Family vlogging. Family vlogging completely violate children's privacy. Using kids to shore up your own online presence is not okay. Pageantry. I'm just gonna lurk and see if people think my hobbies are red flags. Is lurking a hobby? Am I a red flag? Dog fighting. Someone reading a ton of philosophy can easily be a very good sign, or a massive red flag depending on what specifically they're reading so much of. Just here to see how people really feel about my hobbies. I saw a post yesterday here about a guy that uses real mouse hearts and testicles and places them in a clear resin cast Lego man. I don't know what that is, but red flag. Shrines to people LOL. When I first met my now late significant other, my son wanted to be sure he wasn't a killer and protect me. We were literally neighbors, so one day we walked to his house and my son said, "Let me see that you don't have pictures up of my mom with X's on them." He thought my son meant picture of his exes. Nope, my kid just wanted to be sure there was no shrine to me somewhere with my face crossed out by Sharpie markers. Edit. Wow, almost 7K upvotes. Thanks for making me feel internet famous today on my birthday and for the kind words about my family. Red heart. If a person is so preoccupied with their social media that this person has time to actually live and communicate in the moment. It's fine if you can communicate about it and make arrangements. But I am not dating a person in a 3-way relationship with Zuckerberg. I would be totally fine with a person that has to have a heavy social media presence for work. But I would want to be able to set boundaries that work for both on us on it. Collecting blood slides. My friend had one next to his table next to his AC unit. When I asked him about, he gave me this weird smile and claimed it was for work. I never had beers with him since. I'm pretty wary of anyone that push other people to turn their hobby into a money-making hustle. Empty alcohol bottle collecting. If their identity is centered around Disney. Sorry. I said it. Adopting too many kids/animals. Especially when you can't afford them. On a first date, casually talking. And well, you know, I guess there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? 4. What? There's 4 ways to skin a cat. Arguing with strangers on the internet, not like usual discussions or anything, just taunting people because you're bored. Anything that they can't really afford. Making $50,000 but collecting Rolex watches? Red flag. Making $40,000 but always buying haute couture fashion items? Red flag. Making any amount of money and into Warhammer? Red flag. Gambling. I'm just really into Hitler. Forcing their children into pageants, cheerleading, gymnastics. Shit, tons of crazies treat this shit like it's their hobby, and it's a massive red flag. Posting everything, every single thing on social media face without mouth fog. What about those sexual anime figurines? I get liking anime, but when your room is full of jailbait anime girls in bathing suits or lewd poses, there's something not so chill going on there, lol. The spiritual nonsense. Like the really outlandish stuff, like sunning your butthole. Sorry. Hard pass. Influencing. Back in 1990 we had them. They were called commercials. Then infomercials, then the shit became ridiculous. Doll collectors. I'm not gonna enter a house full of dolls. Constant selfie posting. Reddit mod. When their only hobby seems to be consuming and repeating hyper-partisan media talking points. Making fake animal rescue videos. Abusing animals. Hurting and making fun of homeless people for content. Not having a hobby at all is probably up there. Having a hobby or something productive / engaging to do in your spare time is pretty important to living a healthy life. If you've met a person with no hobbies, you'll know exactly what I mean. They tend to shit talk when they're bored, can't fully contribute to many types of conversations, and can be boring to talk to because they don't have a whole heck of a lot to talk about. I have a terrible habit of dropping hobbies I pick up, so I go through these motions a lot whenever I don't keep myself busy outside of work. Consuming media can be a great conversation starter, but it's harder to build deeper connections with other people if you don't have any passions of your own to share or relate to. It isn't necessarily a red flag, but it is notable when someone doesn't have a hobby. Edit. I figured I'd mention that I am indeed a boring person. I mention it because I live at LMAO. Collecting vintage preserved human anatomical specimens. I actually worked with someone who did that. Boy did I wish I'd never accepted the invite to come over and meet him and his boyfriend's babies. Weed / alcohol / substance as a personality trait. My brother dated a woman who collected animal bones and human teeth, but didn't like animals alive. Cringe. Watching gore / sending gore vids to their friends. Ingesting a bunch of alpha male content. Collecting Nazi memorabilia. I'm not sure if this counts as a hobby per se, but I can't stand people who get really into astrology. Like, won't date somebody because Leo and Aquarius signs conflict or whatever. Or judges a person based on their star sign. They're insinuating that there are only 12 different kinds of people / personalities based on when they were born within the year. It doesn't make sense. Dizzy face dizzy. At least with crystals, they make for a nice decoration. Apparently pigeon kicking is a thing. Disgusting. League of Legends. NFTs, crypto, hyper-obsession with stocks, astrology / crystals / witchcraft. Met an Uber driver that told me he did taxidermy for fun. Well, not really taxidermy. I just kind of pickle animals' organ and you wouldn't believe the market for it. I've made $35 this month alone. Never been so creeped out in my life. Nothing. As in not having a hobby. Making TikTok videos. Reddit. A select group of people round by me also have formed a Cats Watch group. They all own pet scanners, and as soon as anyone dares to say they've noticed a cat they've not seen before, or sadly a deceased one, they're running round to scan it for a chip, and if a live cat, foster it until their owners can be found. Half the time it's just a poor unsuspecting kitty who's dared to roam past their driveway, as outdoor-going cats do, and is snatched up and scanned. They often find the owners live a few doors down. I have never seen so many grown women fight over who's going to go and scan the corpse of a ran-over cat. It's like they feed on the grief of sad pet owners. Public masturbation is kind of a turn off for me. Trophy hunting. Dallas Cowboy fans. Torturing animals. Spending tons of time on your phone looking people up just to talk shit or find dirt on them so you can re-justify your own self-worth/value. Underwater basket weaving, just do it normal. Hate these people. Collecting Nazi memorabilia. Dwarf tossing. Living through their kids in sports and school. Serial killer collections. Tennis. Love means nothing to them. Astrology. Not really as an interest, but when they stop talking to someone BC they're an Aries or whatever JS rubs me the wrong way. Collecting Nazi memorabilia. Kinda sad to see how often taxidermy comes up on this thread. It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea, but most of them don't seem like psychopaths. Now thrash streaming on the other hand. Gun enthusiasts who are a little too enthusiastic about the potential damage a round can do to flesh. Well, on its own, chilling at home and watching TV isn't a bad thing, but if that's all they want to do, then that's a red flag. Horses. Horse girls are borderline psychopaths and male jockeys are villainous. Given the number of people saying taxidermy here? True crime worshipping. As a person who plays video games at least once a day, a red flag is when gaming is the only hobby a person can come up with when pressed. It's not necessarily a huge red flag, but the person definitely is less interesting as a person if literally their only hobby is gaming. My ex would say World of Warcraft. Obsessing over celebrity gossip. POA president. CrossFit. Smoking weed. Nothing against people who smoke weed, but naming that as your hobby sounds incredibly boring. Trophy hunting. And I fully supports ethical hunting for sustenance and food sourcing, and have done my own share of hunting. But someone who just trophy hunts exotic animals for sport makes me instantly believe they just enjoy killing things and should be avoided at all costs. When TikTok is someone's hobby, you already know what you're getting yourself into. Me being glad aquariums, reptiles, and plants aren't listed anywhere, face with tears of joy. Protesting funerals of fallen soldiers. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.